Hi class, I wanted to make a quick video before while you're working on your final essay to cover a couple of things that I've noticed are pretty common mistakes. So the first one, I'm going to reduce my size here, I'm going to show you an example essay. The first one is APA formatting. So it doesn't sound important, I'm sure, that you have your essays set in APA format, right? But unfortunately, it's something you're graded on, and it'll be graded on it from here on out. So it's important. So let's walk through what it makes an APA essay. So I'm going to minimize myself here. This is a cover page. So in APA style, a cover page should have centered this information, the title of the essay in title case and in bold, and then your name, the name of the school, the name of the class, my name, and the due date. You'll also have a page number in the upper right corner up here. And that's it. This should all be size 12 font. Times New Roman's a good choice, but size 12. The whole essay should be the same size of font. We scroll down here to page number 2. See the page number here. Again, we have the same title, right? It's the exact same title that's on the cover page. It's got to be the exact same one at the top of page 2 in bold. It looks like a heading because it takes the place of one. You should not underneath that have the heading introduction. That's not part of this. So just the title of the essay, right? Then you launch into your introduction paragraph, which should be indented. All paragraphs should be indented. If you're not sure how to do it, you hit tab at the beginning of the paragraph, or you can hit space like 5 times, but you have to hit it the exact amount of times for every single paragraph. Right here we have a heading. So between sections of your essay, you might have a heading that tells you what the rest that section's about. I recommend having them. They look really good. It's the same thing as a title. It should not be a full sentence. It should just be a phrase or a couple of words, or a word. Should be capitalized and in title case, that's the same thing, and bold, just like this. So that's how APA looks, right? Your margins should be 1 inch all the way around, and that's it. That's APA structure. As long as you do this and you have this sort of structure, it's double spaced, and then your references on its own page at the very end, and that these each have a hanging indent. So how you do that is you highlight it. Say if your thing doesn't have a hanging indent, oh, well, this one already does. How do I undo a hanging indent? Let's see. Okay, I figured out. While you were watching, I took the indent away. So here's how you do it. If you want a quick hanging indent for things, you highlight it, and then you hold down Control and hit T. If you're on an Apple, you would hit Apple T. Boop, just like that. T gives it the perfect hanging indent. That's a nice little trick. Each one should have a hanging indent. These references should also, the title of references page should be references, capitalized, bold, centered. Centered. No colon afterwards, nothing else. You want your essay to look exactly like this when it comes to everything except for the writing of your essay, right? And then each of these things should look like this. If you're not sure how to make your references, we covered it in week 4. So go to module 4 and you should be able to look at it and understand. You want the title of the thing with a period, the year in parentheses, period, the name of the actual, where the overall thing, so the title of the actual article, the title of the magazine the article's in, and then where it's published and the link. So look that up because it's specific to each thing. And then the last thing I want to make sure you know how to do are citations, things like this. So in your essays, anytime you present information that you didn't know before you started writing the essay, and even sometimes with that information, if it's not something your grandma knows, then it's something you need to cite. You need to tell us where you got it. So citations refer to the references page. They refer to something you have here, and they should look like this. That's a complicated one. So let's look at a more easy one. It should look like this person said, the Finnish study, and then they told you what the Finnish study is. So Langstrom et al., that means, or Lindstrom and the rest. That means down here, there should be a list of Lindstrom and then a bunch of other people. So et al. Just summarizes the rest. You don't need to list all of them, just the first guy and then et al. So Lindstrom et al. 2013 found that blah, 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 blah. And at the end, they put the page number. That's a beautiful citation. That's really, really good. This one I said was more complicated. That's because they're citing 2 different sources in one, which is also fine. So it's a DPP from 2002 and Lindstrom et al. From 2003. Both of these. So if you look up, how are they citing 2 things? Both the DPP study and the Finnish intervention study identified subjects that reduce. Makes sense. They're citing 2 sources, right? So hopefully this makes sense. This is a really quick summary of these mistakes. I want you guys to ace your final. So make sure that it's in APA format. If you're not sure how, go look at module 4 and make sure that you are citing your sources. If you fail to cite sources, you can get in trouble for plagiarism. That's one thing you're avoiding. But also you want the points to do it right. So make sure you cite those sources. Again, that's also in week 4. So we covered everything that I'm talking about back then, which is maybe why I have to cover it again now because it's too long ago. But hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions about any of this, please email me and I will talk more and I can make more videos or whatever you guys need. So Good luck, you can do this, but let me know if I can help.